My name's Jim O'Donnell, and I'm the communications coordinator for Native Future. And good evening, and thank you for joining us in this celebration of Indigenous cultural revival in Panama. Just a quick uh, housekeeping items to start. First, we're recording this presentation, and we'll post it to the Native Future website later this week. Second, just for connectivity strength purposes, it'd be helpful if everyone keeps their videos off. And please remember, this will be a trilingual event. This will be in Wunanmeo, English, and in Spanish. And in the interest of time, if the presenter is an English speaker, we're not going to translate that into Spanish, but the Spanish will be translated into English, and the readings will be done in both Wunanmeo and English. So also when it comes to questions, if you have any questions, just put them in the chat, and then the last 10 minutes of the presentation, we'll do a question and answer session. I'll also project the link to the donation page at the end of the presentation, and I will also place it in the chat here in a few minutes. You all will get a follow-up link by email if you'd like to donate to put one of these books in Wunanmeo into the hands of a Wunan family. And then finally, just please keep your microphone muted for the duration of the presentation. Again, put your questions into the chat and we'll get to those. So, as you probably know, Native Future is a nonprofit organization that supports the Wunan people in Panama in their quest to secure title to traditional forests and ecosystems. We're currently in the middle of our end-of-year fundraising drive. So it costs around $120,000 a year to support Wunan in their fight for land rights. Thanks to the International Conservation Fund of Canada, we've secured $60,000. They're asking us to match their support, so we aim to raise another $60,000 during this giving season. So tonight, we will be discussing the creation and importance of the book, An Adventure of Wunan Children and Many Birds. So this is a children's book that demonstrates how Wunan communities are revitalizing their language, which is known as Wunanmeo, and with it, their cultural relationship with the rivers, tropical forests, and biodiversity, such as birds, that sustain them. So tonight you'll hear from the authors and illustrator of this lovely book, as well as from the various folks who helped to make it a reality. This coming week, we're going to be running a campaign where folks like you can donate a copy of this book to a Wunan family or purchase a set of books for a Wunan community. Your donations will not only get a copy of An Adventure of Wunan Children and Many Birds into the hands of a Wunan family or community, but a portion will go to support the Wunan in their land rights work. So I will drop the link to this campaign into the chat here when I finish speaking, and you can see the various donation levels available on the fundraising campaign page. And that's all I've got. So without any further delay, I'd like to introduce you to Cacique Aulina Ismare. Thank you all for coming.
Hola, muy buenas noches, saludos. No entiendo mucho en inglés, pero me toca al parecer, ¿verdad?
Así es. Muchas gracias, Cacique.
Bueno, saludo. Bien, el Congreso Nacional del Pueblo Wonan es una estructura tradicional como Congreso. Somos uno de los 7 pueblos indígenas en Panamá. En este caso, uno de ellos somos nosotros como pueblo Wonan en Panamá y también podemos reconocer lo que está en Colombia. Hay Wonan en Colombia. En este caso nosotros contamos más de 10.500 habitantes a nivel de Panamá y podemos decir que nosotros estamos en 3 regiones a nivel de territorio. Estamos en la provincia de Darién. Estamos en la provincia de Panamá, en la área este. También tenemos comunidades Wonan dentro de la comarca Emberá, 5 comunidades. También podemos decir que tenemos 11 comunidades fuera de la comarca como tierras colectivas, que nosotros lo llamamos bajo la ley 72 del 2008. Y en este caso, pues, como nosotros como pueblo estamos trabajando juntamente con Futuro Nativo para poder llevar a cabo las prioridades y necesidades que tiene el pueblo Wonan. Y en este caso, más bien estamos viendo el tema del libro, de la creación del libro en Wonmeu para el tema de la parte de los avistamientos de aves y su historia a través de cuentos. Lo otro es que podemos decir la importancia de cómo se está trabajando el Congreso Nacional del Pueblo Wonan bajo su estructura tradicional. Que vela por el bienestar social de las comunidades. Por ende, nosotros hoy podemos también contar con el apoyo a través de la Fundación Futuro Nativo, que apoya al pueblo indígena Bunan en Panamá, que se ha llevado trabajos en diferentes áreas, enfatizando más bien en el derecho territorial, que estamos hablando del tema de las titulaciones para la conservación de los recursos naturales y la protección de los territorios como pueblos indígenas. Lo otro es que se lleva a cabo lo que son las asesorías legales para poder nosotros como pueblo de las otras comunidades que todavía no tienen título, poder avanzar con eso. Y lo que también podemos resaltar en estos temas es el tema del cuidado del medio ambiente. También a través de Congreso Nacional Pueblo Wonan, las comunidades, los monitores territoriales o comunitarios y la Fundación de Futuro Nativo, estamos llevando las denuncias sobre las devastaciones, sobre la eh, quemas que se está llevando en las comunidades, no por los pueblos Wonan, sino más bien por las terceras personas que son involucradas, en este caso, que vienen a dañar de muy lejos a la parte ambiental. Justamente ahora están llevando con el tema de medio ambiente la articulación o enlace de trabajo de cómo poder nosotros avanzar en el proceso de que esto se pueda mitigar a través de cómo podemos intervenir la incidencia política. Así que en este caso, nosotros como pueblos indígenas estamos trabajando juntamente, vuelvo y repito, con algunas donaciones de algunas otras organizaciones y número uno como Futuro Nativo que está apoyando en este proceso. ¿Por qué es importante para nosotros el cuidado, la protección de nuestros territorios? Porque bien sabemos en Panamá es uno de los tercer país en carbono negativo y las áreas verdes o el oro verde, como nosotros llamamos en Panamá, están en los pueblos indígenas. Y hoy también podemos hablar del tema de la conservación. ¿Por qué es importante la conservación? Por lo mismo que es el hábitat también de la biodiversidad, donde estamos viendo y también a través de esto nosotros estamos el fortalecimiento de la biocultural, lo que nos apoya, nos ayuda en que cada día seamos nosotros como pueblos indígenas de poder llevar a cabo la importancia también de demostrar al Estado panameño cómo los pueblos indígenas está conservando. El tema no es solamente el querer las tierras, más bien es de cómo nosotros podemos cuidar a través del conocimiento ancestral que nos han dejado nuestro legado, nuestros ancestros, nuestros abuelos y abuelas. Por hoy podemos decir, tenemos territorios que estamos luchando algunos para la titulación. ¿Y por qué es importante no solamente titular las tierras, sino también porque amamos la madre tierra, porque de donde está también nosotros estamos viendo en estos momentos eh, el tema de el ecoturismo comunitarios, que es uno de los fortalecimientos que podemos demostrar la importancia, el porqué de la conservación. Podemos hablar también de muchas
Cacique,
partes. Sí, sí,
perdón.
ok. Entonces, en este caso, podemos decir, con esto terminamos, pues mi intervención como la inducción al tema de este libro. Wahid.
Wahim, Aulina, solo para traducir un poco de lo que estás diciendo. Um,
Sí, se me fue. Pensé que estamos todos en, en español.
no, está bien, está bien. Uh, eh, como, well, sorry, English. Um, I'm Marcia Kellogg, and I'm the executive director of Native Future. And what the cacique, Aulina Ismare, was communicating was the who Wunan are within the country of Panama. There's also Wunan who are in Colombia, where they're located, which is principally Darien or Eastern Panama end of the eastern end of Panama, and the various communities. Some are located within what are the comarcas, which are like reservations, similar to U.S. reservations, and others are not. And there are there's 9 communities outside of the comarcas, 11 communities outside the comarcas, and of those, 7 of them are not actually legally recognized as well-known territories, which is why they are actually under threat and why they're being invaded and deforested. And so the work that the Wunan Congress has been doing for decades is to seek legal recognition of those lands. And in 2004, Native Future was founded with the mission of supporting that cause of securing their land rights. And we also approach the Wunan indigenous rights from a sort of an integrated perspective of supporting communities to secure their land rights while also supporting their cultural and linguistic revitalization, their the restoration of their communities or of their biodiversity in their communities, and sustainable livelihoods, supporting sustainable livelihoods. None of these requirements of Wunan rights are really mutually exclusive. However, land rights are really foundational to their security, their future, and their survival. So that is what the Wunan Land Rights Program that you'll be hearing about, and then that Jim introduced earlier is about, and that's what Aulina was speaking to, was the work they're doing to title their lands, collectively title their lands, which will give them ownership and protection, and also to monitor them from, and they're basically community monitors are collecting evidence of deforestation, burning, other types of environmental contamination, and reporting it to the environmental authorities of Panama. And that's actually showing some incredible results. People are being charged with their ecological damages, they're being fined, investigated further, what have you. And so the Wunan Land Rights Program is pushing back on the trend of invading and stealing indigenous lands. And your donation tonight to the Wunan Land Rights Program will not only continue to support them to do that, but it also will put in the hands of Wunan families one of the books that you are going to hear about next. So thank you for joining us tonight, and whatever questions you may have, please add them to the chat, and we will take them at the end of the program. Y gracias, Cacique, por su presentación.
Gracias a ustedes. Muchas gracias.
Doris?
Wargaraway Karchipaw anam is epem kwe konsi anam doi hapsay damedu igaw mana domene betumwa amas kapkon armane bari maheram ahem. Discharde pu maeudunum ay. Ma dek ui husto anam is ui marta doi. May mo is jain pahoba he him ahem. Mag-am diherat musbau usimgay jain chidikon domenem oi mahim ahem. Mag-obay maway chidikon dui wala kapen kapobadewi amdui domenu ahim ahem. Chidenan pidag enemies. Mag-way ta isa akta jain ismak tanahem amas kapendui hemka weneng rahim. Win pidag enemies.
One day, a girl named Chibao and her brother Kosi went upriver in a small canoe to play and bathe. They arrived at a big thatched roundhouse with a round conical roof. In that house lived a man named Justo with his wife Marta and their children. Near the house, on the banks of the river, their children were playing on the sandy river beach. Chibao and Kosi became friends with them, and the friends played while their parents, Justo and Marta, were working in their fields. To this day, it's common to see children playing with their friends while their parents are working.
¿Me toca a mí, Marcha?
Así
Era.
es.
Ok. Muy buena noche a todos los que están en esta plataforma.
No duden en
Yo
poner
me llamo Xeniel Carpio. Soy el coordinador de conteo de aves UNA en Panamá. ¿Cómo se crea el libro? Primero tuvimos el consentimiento de la máxima autoridad del Potpanempumam, Congreso Nacional del Pueblo Bounán. Con estas autorizaciones empezamos a escribir un libro que fue un reto grande, porque es el primer cuento narrado por cuatro Bounán y acompañado de una profesora y escrito en 3 idiomas. Primero fue identificar el objetivo principal, que 2 hermanos tuviesen una aventura de conocer las aves, identificar los autores que conozcan la escritura Bonalmeo, seleccionar al artista para ilustrar el libro y identificar el nombre del libro.
Y perdóname,
esto-
Chenier, olvidé traducir. Voy a empezar, si no me... y Chenier, ¿nos hace el favor de prender su cámara? ¿Encender su cámara? Bueno, all right, so I'm going to translate a bit for Chenier, and he's talking about how the book was created. And first he talked about how there had to be consent with the national authorities of the Wonan Potpanempumam, or the Wonan National Congress. And with that with those authorities, we began to work on the book, which was, as he said, a big challenge, because it was first a narrated story by 4 Wonan, accompanied by a professor and written in 3 languages. So first began by identifying the principal objective, which was that 2 siblings had an adventure during which they got to learn about many birds. And so I think that's where we left it. Is that right, Janir? ¿Qué sigues?
Con esto, parámetros se identificó dos acontecimientos importantes, en donde enmarca la esencia y la magia de narrar los cuentos ancestrales del día a día a los niños.
Okay, so I did miss a bit there. And so it was identifying authors that knew about writing Wonan Mayo and selecting an artist to illustrate the book. And then looked towards writing about the essence and the magic of narrating ancestral stories, an ancestral story about the day-to-day life of Wonan children.
Que el libro sea educativo para la niñez y la juventud. Con esto es para concientizar y rescatar la cultura de la convivencia armónica con las aves en su naturaleza.
So this was a book, an educational book for youth and children, and with the idea of supporting culture, or sometimes what is called rescuing culture, and the idea of harmonious living with birds within part of nature.
Bien, entonces estamos viendo en las láminas algunas actividades en su momento cuando empezamos a identificar el libro. Entonces tuvimos varias secciones dentro de eso. Identificar el nombre del libro y había un círculo del cuento. Ya, el círculo del cuento. En ese parámetro, entonces nosotros como Pueblo Wonan empezamos el libro empieza con las participaciones de dos niños que son hermanos, donde convivieron con otros amigos que conocieron durante la aventura en los ríos y la participación de sus padres.
Okay, so what you can see on the slides was the cycle that was discussed to create the book, the cycle of a day. And in this, you can see the different scenes of the adventure of the siblings throughout the day. And with it, as they move through the riverscape and the participation with their families.
En donde vieron que hacen sus padres y la experiencia que obtuvieron durante el día.
And this is during the process, the siblings got to see what their parents do during the day and the experiences they had during that day.
Fue conocer aves de gran importancia en la espiritualidad como presagios y obligar a los niños que aprendieron a conocer las danzas ancestrales alusivos con los pájaros que tienen una estrecha relación con su naturaleza.
So through the day, they got to see birds and their importance of their spiritual importance of birds, such as omens, a process that we often translate as navaling, that is passing kind of positive characteristics to babies through the navel or belly button. That the relationship of Wonan people with what they cultivate. And also they learned about dance, ancestral dance, and its relationship with birds. I think hasta ahí.
También enfatiza dentro del libro en la actualidad el pueblo Wonan en el proceso de la adjudicación de tierras colectivas para mantener los recursos naturales para la protección de la flora y fauna.
Also, the book emphasizes what's going on right now among Wonan people and that process of adjudicating collective lands to maintain natural resources and the protection of flora and fauna.
Y terminar con cuentos ancestrales narrados por nuestros sabios ancianos termina en sus épocas.
And the day of adventure in the book ends with a traditional or an ancestral story narrated by one of our knowledgeable elders, and as it occurred during his era.
Estamos viendo en la lámina, aquí ahora mismo, la lámina donde presenta el libro. El libro tiene 10 secciones donde se analizó, se enfocó cómo iba a ser el libro. Entonces, el círculo del cuento está enfocado todo lo que he mencionado, ya el rescate cultural, la espiritualidad de la cultura Bounán, en caso la gastronomía, o sea, tiene que ver con todo el aspecto. Entonces, como el pueblo Bounán tiene un acercamiento espiritualmente con las aves que contamos dentro de eso, las danzas y todo eso, entonces representa el libro. El libro está enfocado en ese género de participación de un día de los hermanos que participaron, una experiencia que tuvieron un círculo donde aprendieron durante el día que hacen los padres y los hijos y muchas cosas aprendieron dentro de ella en el narrativo del libro.
And so what you can see, the slide on the screen, is that circle or cycle of a day and the different aspects that he just mentioned about the spirituality of birds and people, from gastronomy to dance, and the siblings participating with their parents in that day, that adventure of that day.
Y también dentro del enfoque del libro, el enfoque mayor era de las aves. Entonces, dentro del pueblo Bounán, tenemos dentro un acercamiento de aves donde hay presagios, hay obligación, hay distintas formas que donde llegamos a tener ese ambiente.
And so through you can see those different forms that were talked about in that cycle through the day. And Marcia, can you back up to the slide that we kind of glossed over? In the previous one. ¿Quiere explicar esto, Janine?
Sí, aquí en la lámina vemos donde tuvimos la sección la revisión del libro, segunda, la revisión del artista, de lo que donde empezamos a ver cómo iba moldeando todo lo que es la ilustración del libro. Entonces aquí Frankie Green estuvo atrás de todo esto y una vez terminó el libro, el artista que está presente, ella hizo todo su trabajo, pero con un trabajo de equipo. Eso sí, tuvimos varias secciones, ahí están las fotos donde estuvimos analizando, viendo, revisando todo eso.
So
Y
this
en
really
ese
was
tiempo era la pandemia, Julia. La pandemia no nos dejaba encontrarnos, tiempo de COVID.
Sí, so this we did most of the book during the COVID. We did all the book during the COVID-19 pandemic. And so our collaboration, much of it was done through video conferencing, like you can see here. So you see here, those of us who you see on screen now, including Frankie with her mother helping to translate, myself, Dorindo Doris, Chinir, and Elder Chindio Peña Ismare, who couldn't make it tonight. The chief at that time, Diocracio Puchicama, and the president of the foundation, Noel Carpio. And so we worked together in this process in our own cycle over and over, drafting and revising and reviewing images often through Zoom.
Mari mua batche keora chichain badak kubore pasien betim ahem. Mam oi mawai pipan sin namgai akonsem ka ta on hem kanem oi mahim ahem. Mak hem kanem oi uin dikugau one hem kanem ta oi mahim ahem. Ma hem kanam o by mata chai now have him anum huina. Kan hak we ako sem ka hem kanam. Ma bawai hui ak mo how him anum. Han ako eta e hurpapok kam. O wieta aku Josh wayu ahim. Wa ade amas kapen e ogare. Denot kana bebera purpok hem ka hem ahem. Aku para hau kim. Mag ako sem ka em koi nau ha hem ka hem. Mag hau bawai te chai nau kau hiram ahem. Mag ba chai nau. Manau ha aku sem ka hem kam. Konsinum ahiram. Mas hui nau ismak ako sem ka hem ka urum abai. Mag wai ta mag wai mi mua ata ka mas hui. Huin hem ka okopi ukabanum.
When they returned in the afternoon, Chibao and Kosi went downriver to walk around their community. Once there, they heard the sound of the flute and saw how people were dancing the vulture dance. Chibao and Kosi admired the women dancing with much enthusiasm in the patio of the community cultural house. As they watched, they asked the adults nearby, "Why do they dance the vulture dance?" And someone responded, "Because we see how vultures fly in the air with their wings extended, and we imitate them with the movements of our body, and by forming long lines, crouching as if we were flying. That's how the vulture dance came to be. And men also dance the vulture dance." So the children learned how the vulture dance originated. They said that they too wanted to dance the way their ancestors had, to maintain the vulture dance and to show their cultural identity. It is important, they thought, that from here on out, we do not lose the dances of our ancestors.
Okay, so this is where I introduce myself. Thank you everybody for being here today. My portion is in English because that is how I speak the fastest, and I have a lot to get through here. So I'm going to get us through the main points of my process in the book. So I was selected by the Wonan cultural team to represent and create these images for the book after a portfolio review and art test. So I wanted to start with this concept of visual sovereignty, a little bit self-explanatory of a term if you know what sovereignty means. But basically, this is what I consider my step 0. Before I started anything, I just wanted to reflect on reserving the right to the Wonan people to have the ultimate control over how their story is going to be represented. In this next slide, I have an image of the DVD that was provided to me by Julie. It was just a great resource that was footage taken between 1964 and 1966 that I used in my, I guess what would be step 1, that I like to call my visual collecting phase. So I'm collecting visual information and factual information as well. And so I just wanted to nod to this incredible resource that helped me through understanding the historic context of the Wonan people. Next, I have an example here. I have an example of what the first iteration would look like that I would turn into the team. So this is what we call a thumbnail, and that's because even though it's blown up in this image on this slide here, it's actually quite small because I'm just getting through main ideas. And you could see how there are 2 paragraphs here that I paired together when I'm visually designing the scenes. So I was given the chronological sort of time of the day that would be in the story, and then also I was provided with a explanation or a description of what the Wunan team had come up with for their vision of what the illustration should look like. So now take a look at this thumbnail, and then when we proceed to the next slide, you'll actually see how it changes quite a lot. So this is a big jump, but this is here an example, what we were calling polishing of the images. You don't have to read all these bullet points. This is just an example of how many small changes each revision, each round came through. You know, these passed through a lot of hands, through a lot of, or rather a lot of, you know, brains, I suppose, making the decision to come to a final product here. This isn't even the final, this image here is not even the final version. Just an example would be the canoe totally changes in one of the preceding final images. And so in our next slide, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the choices that I made as sort of an outsider who was entrusted with a lot of information to represent the Wonan people. So if you're looking at this basket here that was woven by, let's see, Loida Mejia Ortiz, you probably looked in the upper left quartile first, and that's because there is this big red rose with yellow details, and so it is designed for you to start there and then sort of swirl around. And so if you want to bring up that, yeah, my visual analysis that I created to explain this concept. So I placed that red circle in the approximate location where that rose is, and then you kind of follow, and your eyes are sort of going out in a spiral around the design on the basket. And so I do this again in the next slide with a sculpture that I analyzed and studied before this is back to the visual collection step, of course. So the blue is representing the positive space, and the negative space that's carved out is cut out and matching the white background of the slide here. And then again, we have the red arrows that are leading your eye around the composition, whether it's a 3D sculpture or a two-dimensional image. I really wanted to harp on that visual sovereignty and take as many pre-existing choices that Wonan artists had already made and include that into my drawings or illustrations on this book. So on the next slide, it's just going to overlay that same to help illustrate my point here, to help you see it. And so I love this example because as we just heard about the vulture dance, this composition is centered all around dance and music. And so this is a perfect example of how important it is. Rhythm isn't only musical, it's also visual. And that is referring to kind of how your eyes are sort of dancing around a composition. So there are a lot of direct, you know, references or nods to pre-existing artwork that I had studied before we had ever started this. So on our next slide is another image I don't think we've seen yet. This one was a good example of how I wanted to really drive home the interconnectedness of the people and the birds. So as you can maybe discern, there is the river in the background. It looks very grainy, and that is because I used actual physical watercolor to paint the river with. And the people and the birds are depicted in the same flat digital style. So this is really kind of further connecting the people and the birds as they're represented in the same style. And then on our next slide, again, is just going over how I used I used watercolors for the background as another way to sort of relinquish control as an artist. So with watercolor especially, you really are letting physics of the water do a lot of the talking, doing a lot of the work. So you really have to, let the water move on its own. And so that was another important way of me to connect those concepts. Next slide is just a quick overview of the entire process that I just went over. The bulk of these illustrations were done in 6 months, which is, ask any artist you might know, very, very fast to do an entire illustrated book, especially with so many rounds of revisions. So a lot of time and passion was put into this project, as you can see. A lot of hours were put into each scene, just visually. This isn't even counting the story. And then, so my last slide is kind of just what I want to drive home with everybody. My big kind of concept that I really like to leave people with on our next slide. Why illustration? You know, in the age of generative AI and in the age of photography, you know, some people might wonder why we're still hiring artists in the first place, or, you know, why we're using artists at all. So I just kind of wanted to leave us with in illustration, in this sort of context, we were really able to lean into sort of magic, right? So as you can see in the hearth here, the smoke is actually in the shape of the bird, the what is it? The gray-cowled wood-rail bird. And that would be really hard to do with real smoke and a photograph, right? And it would be really hard to capture the mother and the child in the mosquito net in the background. Those things wouldn't all coexist together. And additionally, we were able to kind of design a blend of traditional historic lifestyle with a more modern take on Wonan life. And lastly, I just wanted to say that what I truly believe makes a great, successful, communicative artist is knowing when to include information and when to omit information. And what is included and what is omitted can be equally as powerful, as we saw with the visual analyses. And that's all I've got for now. So thank you.
Oh, Dorindo,
Lindo.
perdón, hay que acercar el micrófono.
Mamman utturwi dev amahdennandey badak behimahen pubure. Mak badak hape dubo widurumur kiai isyande iyu hurumur amak maghimanum. China mas bigau nem chain tunumdey kahapata mas winirahu ainem ob am chigamit ahimanum. Magukai mas dewha am thuna am khaybag wahu upuna warak am day koinata winirahugi ahim chainak. Mas huinan mas waunan heb chuku ukhabanim. Mak ma hek wainim awita ma gaimua mas huiniha wainim. Ayi heunim wainim kugiu. Maimua mas meuha wainim. Ma waita ma huinam wargarwe tuawai vidurahim. Makni ma wai atta ekadur ma shembathe. Age nem chain hatunim. Makta ma shuini opiba wainim.
Now it was time to return to the community with their parents. While they were going downriver in their canoe, the father talked to his children. He said, "Children, we know how to live with the birds around us. Do not try to harm them. Instead, we must care for them. We, Wonan, are nothing without land. When we have our land, in it we can serve our lives, our culture. With land, we also have our ceremony with the Creator and the prayer canoe, and we have our language. It is for our land that our ancestors have always struggled. And that is why we are still struggling to protect our territory and within it the birds that are a part of our cultural environment."
Shanir, hay que sacar.
Shanir.
Thank you.
Ahora sí, me he fijado. La importancia del libro, del cuento del libro, es la recuperación y la preservación de la lengua materna y la cultura del pueblo Wonan.
The importance of this book is the recuperation and preservation of the maternal language and culture of the Wonan people.
Y la convivencia con la naturaleza, a la vez llevar la esencia de la espiritualidad y la conexión directa e indirecta.
And it's the conviviality of living with nature that goes to the essence of the spirituality and the direct and indirect connection.
Que de ella nuestros ancestros compartieron la esencia muy estrecha relación y por ende tenemos alusivo a su espiritualidad en el mundo Wonan como
And that our ancestors shared the scenes of the close relationship that we have and the spirituality in our world, in the Wonan world. For example,
las danzas de aves, plantas y las vestimentas, la gastronomía de la cultura Wonan.
for example, the dances with birds, plants, clothing, the gastronomy of our Wonan culture.
En la actualidad es enfatizar a la comunidad Wonan que están en la lucha de la adjudicación territorial para mantener
And it's also to emphasize the Wonan communities that we are still struggling to adjudicate our lands in order to maintain
conservar la belleza de la naturaleza que en ellos nos ofrecen en un entorno, en ella convive la variedad de animales.
So to maintain and conserve the beauty of nature, which offers us the environment in which we live with a variety of animals.
Así mantener esa vivencia ancestral del pueblo Wonan.
And in that way, we can maintain ancestral life of the Wonan people.
Con este concepto, este cuento lleva la reflexión para esta generación Wonan.
So with this concept in this book allows us to reflect, allows this generation of Wonan to reflect.
Para una cultura del admirar y proteger la riqueza que está dejando cosas buenas a esta generación, el presente y el futuro.
And allows us to therefore allows us to reflect in a culture to admire and to protect the riches that we are leaving good things for this generation in the present and in the future.
Vemos estas láminas que estamos viendo. Esto fue uno de los eventos del Congreso Nacional Pueblo Wonan, donde aglutinan las 17 comunidades a nivel del territorio panameño, donde hicimos el ejercicio y la práctica una vez impreso el libro, que fue leído en un congreso en su propia lengua materna. Y ahí vemos un señor leyendo el libro, el cuento, que fue una innovación y es el primer libro que está escrito en Wonanmeo y además hecho por los Wonan y acompañado con algunos actores claves y también se le ve ahí la emoción de la persona que leyó en su idioma materno.
So what you can
No
see
sé,
in
hay
the
otra
slide
lámina.
is, déjame traducir.
¿Mm?
What you can see in this slide is sharing the book with the Wonan National Congress, which is an event held every 2 years where all 17 communities get together to discuss important topics. And on that date in 2022, the book was presented and read to the Congress. So as Chenier said, you can see the emotion that this gentleman has in reading the book in his language to his people. And Chenier characterized this also as the first kind of news story written in Wonanmeo for Wonan.
Aquí también estamos viendo unos de los ancianos, una vez teniendo la oportunidad de tener el libro en la mano, él está leyendo el Wonmeo y eso es la esencia del libro, que nuestro pueblo Wonan tengan esa experiencia, que tener un libro escrito muy importante en la cultura Wonan, sabiendo que nuestros pueblos originariamente tenemos cuentos narrados, pero no escritos. Entonces, esa es una de nuestras preocupaciones para futuro, seguir haciendo libros para el pueblo Wonan, que este libro también está enfocado en la educación para que la juventud y la niñez actual aprendan y conozcan cómo narraban los cuentos ancestralmente y convivencia de vivir ese libro. Entonces, de parte de nosotros, en el 2022, esto ha sido la primera experiencia que hemos tenido como pueblo, sabiendo que hay varios textos que han escrito en otros géneros, pero este es el primer libro que está narrado meramente directamente al pueblo Wonan.
So you can see here in the slide a Wonan elder with the book in his hand and reading the book in Wonanmeo. And this is part of the essence of this story and this experience was to have a book written about Wonan culture for the Wonan people. And there is the history of having ancestral stories that were narrated, but they weren't written. And so this, having a written book, was really important for the future. That books are also part of education of youth, and that they get to know a bit about the culture also through this book and learn about that conviviality or living with others, including birds. And so this was a first wonderful experience about creating this book.
Bien, también aquí, alusivo del libro, también agradecemos a las autoridades del Congreso y las cooperaciones internacionales. Están mencionados la ONG Futuro Nativo, ahí está el PNUD, el Congreso Nacional, Fundación para el Desarrollo del Pueblo Wonan, todos los escritores, los artistas, los donantes, la Universidad Georgia y otros aliados que nos ayudaron en llevar. Pero el libro al final y al cabo, tuvimos una experiencia muy rico y también una parte dolorosa porque durante la elaboración de este libro tuvimos nuestro personaje importante, que es el señor Rito Ismael Peña, que en paz descansas y que en tiempo de COVID nos adelantó. Entonces se dedicó el libro a homenaje a él, también porque es un reconocimiento el esfuerzo que él hizo durante a principio, cuando empezamos a transcribir, a elaborar el libro. Él no fue un pilar importante porque era uno de nuestros ancianos dentro del grupo. Entonces, creo que fue un pilar importante y al final el libro le hemos dedicado a él.
And this is, a page of thanks for the many people and organizations that took part in creating this book, including the United Nations, the NGOs, the Congress, and specific individuals that really helped to carry it out. We also wanted to acknowledge here that this is a painting of our colleague. We went through the very painful experience during COVID. That's our colleague and co-author. May he rest in peace. Rito Ismare Peña. He, as Chenier said, went on ahead of us, and we wanted to recognize the work that he did with us as an elder and an author in creating this book as well.
Bien, aquí estamos en una escena de participación. Cuando el libro empezamos a elaborar, tuvimos varias escenas, las reuniones entre los actores, también la participación de las autoridades, también otras terceras personas que nos apoyaron, en caso la escritura en español, participando un profesor en español. Ahí está la joven escritora, pintora del libro. Ahí está Chindio, una de las personas de experiencia que tenemos, Dorindo Marcia, que es lo que está ahí, Nobel Carpio como presidente de la fundación en su momento, y también la colaboración de Kennedy, Liz Kennedy, también nos ha cooperado bastante en este libro, y agradecemos a todos los que estaban presentes y a las autoridades. Siempre les damos gracias a los donantes, a Futuro Nativo y al Congreso también como parte del eje pilar para llevar estas actividades.
We want to thank as well the many different people. So now you can see them that helped out in creating this book, and included not only the authors, but those the donors, those who, for example, Professor Francisco Herrera, who did corrected the Spanish translation, Wonan Elder Chindio y Dorindo, Emily, who helped out suggesting the platform of Story Jumper, Marsha of Native Future, Nobel of the Fundación, and Liz Lepofsky Kennedy, who did the narration on the English version of the digital book. So there are many different people who helped out with this experience, and we wanted to acknowledge their participation throughout.
Quiero también enfatizar, el Congreso Nacional del Pueblo UNAN va a tener la disponibilidad la venta del libro. Cualquiera de esta plataforma que están participando, su compra del libro sería una donación al Congreso para fortalecer su estructura, fortalecer la lucha territorial, fortalecer la parte ecoturismo que estamos llevando en los territorios indígenas, porque de ella se vive, de ella se fortalece lo que es el bosque, lo que es la naturaleza, y si es que el Congreso va a tener esta oportunidad de vender el libro, la oferta está aquí y de mi parte agradecido en este momento.
So yes, thanks. The book is also available through the Wonan National Congress in print, and also the purchase of a book helps to support the activities of the Congress, from the work on land rights to ecotourism and other efforts to help strengthen the Congress. And so grateful for the work that's being able to be done through the sales of the book.
There's also the opportunity to purchase English and Spanish language versions of the book on this platform called Story Jumper. And of course, donations today and over the next week towards Wonan Land Rights is also going to support putting the book, the Wonan Mayo version of the book, into the hands of communities and families. So I think we're wrapping up here, Jim, and how would you like to open it up to questions?
Yeah, we originally talked about putting questions into the chat, but I think maybe we should just open it up to any questions folks may have here, and Julie can translate for us if we need. But does anybody have any questions for the authors or the illustrator or anything like that?
And would you like me to stop the screen share?
No, I think go ahead and leave it.
Okay.
Well, I have a question for Frankie just first of all, I love the illustrations very much for this book, but I'm wondering I just wanted to see if you could speak a little more to the, going back and forth to refine the images with the folks you were working with in Panama, and what was that process like, and uh, even because I think you talked to some of there's some very detailed stuff in there. So I'm kind of curious, like how that process worked and what details did you focus on, or did your partners in Panama focus on?
Entonces,
It,
Frankie, ¿quieres que traduzco algo?
yeah, it
Okay.
was certainly the most challenging revisions I've ever done, not only because of, language barriers, and then of course, with language barriers, there's differences in vocabulary as well. When talking about art, illustration, and visuals. Um, and another thing that made it really challenging was originally I was going to be able to be there. And I think that if I had been able to take a lot of my own photographs, I would have had a bit more control. So I was really kind of just having to do with what already existed. And so I think that's where a lot of, the need for revisions came from originally. When I think of the most back and forth we had, I would have to say that it had to do the most with the cultural, how do I want, just the a lot of structures, I guess, is mainly where a lot of the back and forth went. So, for example, the shape of the canoes and the shape and the look of the roundhouses. There was a little bit to do with the sort of style of the human characters as well. And that had a lot to do with, as I mentioned before, we were sort of designing a blend of a more historical depiction blended with a modern sort of look and feel. So there was a lot of discussion about, where should it be modern? Where should it be more traditional? Especially talking about clothes, haircuts, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's super fascinating to me. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Does anybody else have any questions for Chenir or Doris, Dorindo, or any questions at all? Well, if
Bueno,
not, we'll look to wrap it up, and I'm going to turn it back over to Marcia.
Well, I actually do have a question.
quería,
Sí, Chenir.
Marcia, quería hacer un comentario. Sí,
Sí.
recalcando lo que dijo Frankie. Eh, a principio sí veíamos que un poco era difícil porque era una joven que nunca conocía a un pueblo indígena y eso es un reto para ella, pero después eso fueron mejorando y creo que al final del libro, antes de terminar el libro, creo que Franklin entendió un poco y de tanto dejar ver fotos, eh, tal vez videos, imágenes que ella tuvo, tuvimos que acá, Marcha, y más que Julia, y con el apoyo de Liz, que tiene muchos fotorretratos de la época de los 60, 70, y eso ayudó bastante para que ella actualizara, porque en verdad siempre tuvimos que el libro esté más o menos actualizado, sabiendo que no estamos en la época de los 60, 80, pero que tuviera esa relación los imágenes.
I'll go ahead and translate. Chinir said that at first it was difficult for Frankie as a young person who had never worked with Indigenous people and didn't know Waonan. But over the course of the book, she got to learn a lot and was improving through the process. And at the end, really felt like she knew a lot and learned a lot through the photos and the videos. And I'll also add that was very took the comments very well and was able to make extensive edits graciously, which is, I think, often a hard skill. And he also said that the videos from Liz really helped, even though they were from the 60s, allowed Frankie to have that foundation to really work on the images. And he really thought that through the process, she did a really great job.
Sí, gracias, Chenier, por este comentario. Es cierto, y fue un equipo de veras increíble y una colaboración increíble, ¿no? It was an incredible collaboration, incredible teamwork to pull this book together. And I have a question for Dorindo and Doris. Dorindo, Doris. Mi pregunta es, ¿cuál es su escena favorito del libro? What is your favorite scene in the book?
¿A quién hace esa pregunta, Marcha?
Yo estoy haciéndolo a Doris y Dorindo.
Ok.
And solo hay que... ya, ok, gracias.
Para mí todos, como cuentos que algunas partes donde yo conozco ese cuento del libro, se ve bonito y para mí me gusta bastante. Y a mi alcance también yo estoy compartiendo aquí con mis hermanos y amigos, pues así. Me gustaría ver el libro hecho ya, para ver si, para emocionarme mejor más, ¿verdad? Y así mismo yo estoy contento con este trabajo que hemos hecho aquí. Yo he compartido también con los jóvenes aquí a mi alcance. Gracias.
Dorindo says that he really likes the book in general, so he didn't name any particular scene, but he talked about he has shared it with his family and friends and likes to see it in print in order to do so. He's also shared it with young people around him, but he said, and in the end, he's really happy with the book.
Doris,
Bueno, de mi parte-
¿tiene una preferencia?
Sí. Bueno, en primer lugar, gracias a Marcha, Julia y todo el equipo que está presente. Bueno, para mí el libro es interesante porque más me impacta en del libro que Anante Dorindo estaba leyendo, de las consejerías a sus hijos, que debemos cuidar las aves y eso, y allí también enfatiza que tenemos tierra y es importante porque sin ella en realidad sobrevivimos cuando estamos en el campo, sembramos en eso, ¿no? Y para cultivar. Y eso me impacta y así representamos nuestra cultura también, parte de la adoración y todo, ¿no? En eso. En esta escena, eso me impacta, ¿no? Me emociona y interesante, ¿no? Aunque al principio fue un poco difícil, pero al final logramos, ¿no? Y hoy estamos aquí y ojalá que los jóvenes hoy en día que interesan, ¿no? De leer este libro y así ellos pueden comprender cómo es la escritura buena, ¿no? Eso me impacta, Masha.
Gracias.
Dodi said it was, it has been interesting, and she's, the scene she finds most impactful is the one that Dorindo read with the father counseling his children, and the different elements of that scene, talking about having land and the importance of land because we need it, as she said, to survive in order to plant food, for example. But that page also has part about their most important ceremony. Aiheonum is the name of it, with the creator. And that importance of that. But initially the process was also difficult. It was difficult, as she said in other occasions, to write the book. But that in the end, she really appreciates it. And it was also important for her that youth got to understand more of their language, and particularly their written language. So that was her summary.
Muchas gracias. Thank you for
Muchas
sharing.
gracias a todos.
If there's no other questions, I think we can thank everyone for participating tonight. Muchas gracias a todos por la participación. And the recording will be available on our website if you want to direct others to learn about this book further. And yeah, thank you for joining us.
Thanks all.
Thank you, everyone.
Gracias.
Hasta luego, gracias.
Gracias a todos.
Gracias.
Adiós.
Chao.
Adiós.
Adiós. Buenas noches.
Ayun,
We'll
madam.
stay in touch.